at group number 1 for those of you who chose to clear cards here. So we have you, them, you two together, how you two may mesh or clash together, the possible outcome of pursuing this person, and the advice card. I also have 2 self-care ritual cards and a few of these affirmation cards. So starting with you. With you, I'm getting someone who's confident, radiant. You may have a lot of energy, but definitely someone who has a lot of drive and ambition. I usually don't do astrology, but you may be a fire sign or have fire somewhere in your charts. With them, I'm getting the direct opposite. Someone who's more stagnant or indecisive. They don't have the same drive and passion as you do. And because of that, I'm seeing a different dynamic in this card. So I'm going to cover that because we're going to ignore what the card says. But there are 2 messages in this card. They both pretty much mean the same thing, but either one. This guy there is looking at the waterfall, while this one's looking at the water. So from this guy's perspective, they don't see the waterfall. So they don't really see that the waterfall is providing for the water, but this one does. So it's more about seeing the bigger picture or not seeing the bigger picture. Or 2, this one looking in the water, they may see something, but this one is kind of distracted, and they're not really paying attention. So it's like that kind of dynamic. And I feel like because of that, that kind of dynamic, you may end up babying them in a way, or being more of a parent figure to them. So while it's not bad to nurture and care for a significant other, I feel like at this point you're kind of treating them like a child, or they're being like a child, and it kind of feels like that to you. And so because of that, I do think you may end up resenting them because of it. So yeah, this card is pretty much saying the same thing. It's pretty much saying to not be influenced by this energy there, to sort of not give so much to someone or something, and then to not get things in return. Yeah, so kind of putting more of your energy out there just to kind of not receive it back. It's pretty much saying to keep this energy and to not let it go reverse like that. So we have, I open my heart to receive love more fully. My clarity lies in deep surrender. I see each challenge as a sacred gift that nourishes my evolution. And we also have hydrate and connect with your womb. So we have these 2, connect with your womb. We have these 2 here. So for some of these piles, these 2 cards may or may not connect to each other. So if they connect, I do feel like, I don't know, for some reason, the first message I got here was about the menstrual cycle. It's just reminding you guys to stay hydrated. But if you're a guy reading this, it may be about your inner femininity and just stay hydrated, which may or may not connect to this. Alright, and for these 2 cards, especially these 2, I feel like it's encouraging you to leave this energy behind. So to surrender and receive love more fully, I feel like it's telling you to leave this energy behind, and to pursue something, to pursue someone who's more like this. Alright, so I believe that's for pile number 1. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, pile number 2. have, okay, pile number 2 for those of you who drew the blue kyanite here. Okay, so we have you, them, you two together, how you guys may mesh or clash together, the possible outcome of you pursuing this person, and your advice. I also have two self-care ritual cards and an affirmation card as well. So with you, I'm getting someone who's kind of passive, maybe passive aggressive, but definitely someone who doesn't really push people to make a decision. For example, if a group was making a decision, I feel like you would be content with whatever arrived, or wouldn't care. So sometimes it's not bad to be passive, or not passive, to take a step back and kind of let things kind of flow by. But if this is the overarching energy in this reading here, I feel like it's kind of calling you out in a way, because for them, not only am I getting someone who's imbalanced, but I'm also getting someone who doesn't know what to do, and they may be indecisive as well. And the passiveness of this card and the indecisiveness and imbalance of this card, I feel like the overarching energy between the two of you is just overall indecisiveness, and also a lot of stagnant energy as well. So yeah, it's also the same thing I'm getting with this card for the possible outcome. So for this card, we're going to remove all the cups here, and we're going to pretend that this guy is also not meditating. And instead, imagine someone who's just kind of sitting there and not doing much. So because of that, I feel like either one, the relationship may not progress too much, or two, your energy with this person especially won't progress too much, especially if you have maybe life goals or ambitions. I feel like this person may not be the best for that kind of energy. And yeah, this is pretty much what this card is also saying. I feel like it's saying to pursue someone who's more motivating and inspirational, but more than that, find that inspiration and motivation within yourself, and kind of and kind of like more follow someone or pursue someone who has that same type of energy, or someone who brings more of the energy out of you. Okay. And we also have your affirmation card. I have the power to transmute anger and pain into progress and change. So for you guys here, whether it's passive or maybe passive aggressive, I feel like it's saying to be more assertive, to be a little bit more aggressive. You don't have to be angry or mad, unless if you're not angry or mad, don't force yourself to be that way. But I feel like it's just saying to be more just be more sort of and aggressive, especially when you're around people who have this type of energy. It may be up to you to kind of pick up that pick up the reins and kind of lead the group. I mean, you don't have to be a leader type, but it's overall just be more aggressive and pursue the changes that you want. Okay, so we have movement and look to the stars for your self-care rituals. So this may mean yoga, or yoga as a form of meditation, maybe walking or connecting to nature, because I feel like this card is also saying to connect with your maybe your spirit guides, your angels, or whichever, maybe your patrons as well. So I feel like this may mean more meditation to connect with this card. But for some of you, these two cards may be not connected. But I feel like for a lot of you, it kind of is connected. And that was pile number 2. Alright, for those of you guys who chose pile number 3 here. So pile number 3 with this amethyst here. Okay, so we have you, them, you two together, the possible outcome of you pursuing this person, and your advice card. I also have an affirmation card and 2 self-care ritual cards. Okay, so to start with you. Alright, so for this card, we're going to ignore most of it and just focus on this here. So with this card, the overall energy I'm getting is that you felt trapped with this person. Maybe this person was possessive and very clingy, because yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting from here. Because this person, I'm getting that there's someone who wants to go back to you because of this card here. I'm getting that they felt vulnerable without you, or this kind of dependent energy as well. So yeah, just a lot of clinginess and dependency from this person, which is where this is coming from. And because of that, I'm getting 2 messages from this card, but they're kind of connected as well. So for one, you may feel lonely or isolated with this person, even when you're with them physically, you may still feel isolated, or you may be putting more energy than you expected. So with this person, I feel like because of their dependency on you, you would be working twice as hard for the relationship, or you'll be working harder in other aspects of your life because of that. So I feel like with all that clinginess and the draining of your energy, I feel like this card here is kind of reflective of that. So when I usually read the kings in this deck here, I usually see it as someone who's a leader, or they have a lot of ambition and drive to their goals, but it being in reverse and getting the opposite of that. And we have another king card here. Hold on a second. So we have another king card here, except this one is right set up compared to this one. And the advice is pretty much saying to pretty much not let this happen because of this person here. So usually don't say yes, specifically yes or no for reading, but I feel like for this one, they're not encouraging you to be with this person because of their dependency. That's something they have to work on by themselves, and you can't. And they're saying that you helping them with this, or kind of feeding into that type of energy, is just going to drain you, and it's kind of going to block you from going to this type of energy there. So we have your affirmation. No one knows my soul as well as I do. I give myself permission to walk my own path and follow my own heart. And we also have these 2 cards here, energy work and abundance planning. So for this one, I think this one is about manifestation or law of attraction or law of abundance. This one, oops. So this card here could be about root chakra meditation, or just kind of meditating any blockages, possible blockages, or just kind of, being more, I guess, receive, be more in a receiving type of energy for this abundance to happen. Yes, so again, I feel like it's still saying to move away from this person, especially that type of energy. And I feel like for some of you, you guys kind of know this, but if you're with this person already and they're kind of clinging on to you, I feel like you still have a hunch that you should be leaving this person already. But yeah. Oh, and I'm also getting with this pile, some of you guys some of you guys may not be with this person, but I feel like a lot of you were with this person in the past and things didn't work out and you still remember this type of energy there. And because you remember this is also telling you to still remember that and don't kind of psych yourself out. Alright, that was pile number 3.